Hello everyone and welcome to the third tutorial of my beginner tutorial series. And yeah, welcome back to this situation from the last part, from the second video about propulsion channels. If you don't know what this craft is about and what the settings of those thrusters are and how that works, go and watch the previous part. Today's tutorial is about PID systems. PID systems are just there to make the command more smooth. So right now this is always overshooting, right? Behaving way too aggressive. If you want to change that, you have to configure the PID. And the PID looks complex, but it basically only has 4 settings. The first is the fake set point. This is basically what the PID system wants to achieve. For example, here in the PID which controls, this was basically wrong, was wrong, sorry. This PID tries to control the altitude, and it has a fake set point of 100, which means this PID wants to achieve an altitude of 100 meter. Right now we are at an altitude of 109 meters. No, it's 108. So it's doing a pretty good job. If I change this to 200, we will now increase our altitude and go to about 200 meters. Yeah, there we are. And now you can see this thruster kicking in because it tries to push us down again. Yeah, this is the fake set point. Easy. Now we have 3 more settings which are important. And most important is the gain, then the integral, and then the derivative. So they are also already structurized in a way, in the order which you want to configure them. Let's start with the gain of the roll PID. Down here, this also looks complicated, but it isn't. You can see the drive of this PID. So this PID always tells rotate 100% left, rotate 100% right. Also roll left on 100%, roll right on 100%. And this is why we are always overshooting. We're going left, right, because this PID is basically just screaming, roll left, roll right, and rapidly. Yeah, this is what we see here. The green line shows the error. So as you can see, when the error increases, our drive increases as well. So when the error becomes bigger, so the angle we are rotated, these thrusters increase their thrust. And the gain now tells the PID, or sets in the PID, how aggressive the PID behaves. So if I just slowly start decreasing the gain, we should see this blue curve dropping. And because this is a very light craft, we really don't need much force at all, so the gain has to decrease drastically. Ah, there we go. Now we've reached the critical point where now the gain is too low, right? Because we were stuck up here, and yeah, this looks already better. We are nearly at 0 already, but you see the blue curve isn't going to 100 anymore. So now we can deal with the next setting. Right now you can see that we are not behaving aggressive enough anymore to fully push this craft around. So what's happening right now is that we have a constant error. Right? Now it changed, but again, we are always rotating too much to the left side, and then we are stuck there. You can see it on the horizon. Or here, we are rotated left. This is why the green curve is always on the upper part of this middle line right here. If we decrease the integral drastically, this will change, because the integral basically fixes the situation where the error is on one side of this white line. So let's set it to like 5 seconds, and now you can see this white line with the integral is going down, and it drags the green line back to this position right here. So now we are more stabilized. At least we should be. Let's even decrease this to 1 second. I don't know. Let's just try it. This is too low. So maybe 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, something like that. Yeah, whatever. And now we come to the last setting of the PID system, which is the derivative. And just as a general rule, try to set the derivative to the time between two of those peaks of the blue curve. So it goes like peak, 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 peak. This is like the frequency of this curve. And this is like 0.3 seconds or something, I would guess. So let's set this to 0.3 seconds. And now we should see how this system slowly stabilizes. And yeah, if you now can't fix the system with the last setting, you have to go back to the beginning and repeat this process. So let's try to increase the gain again, because we might just don't have enough power, enough force to fully stabilize this graph. Maybe the derivative is also too small. Let's try to increase that. Maybe the integral is too low. Let's try to increase that. Yeah, now it just comes to try and error, basically. And what might help is if we try to calm down the other PIDs as well, because they might have an influence. So let's remember those settings and just put them in here as well. And guess what? Look at that. So the pitch PID was just confusing the roll PID. And now we can basically finally fine-tune this, and we are still shaking. So the gain is probably too high. Let's reduce that, and there we go. This is how a perfect PID setup looks. You've got a perfectly smooth graph right here. And yeah, this is just how you do PID systems. And what is great about our setting right now is that it can deal with changes. So if our center of mass, which is this blue box right here, where it says mass, yeah, right there, if this shifts somehow, like so, you see how this graph moves a little bit, but it quite quickly stabilized again. Like center of mass now is in a completely different location right here, but this graph managed to compensate, and this is because of the integral. On the right, on the stats, you can see the pitch and the roll as well, and as you can see, the pitch is still a little bit off. We are currently pitching up a little bit, and you can barely see that on the horizon, right? We are pitching a little bit up, and you can fix that just by decreasing the integral. So now the integral will fix this constant error. It now overfixed it. Now we add -3, but soon we should be exactly at 0. Come on. We've got a -1. Can we get a 0? There we go. Now we've got a 0. So, this is how PIDs work. Again, how aggressive does the PID behave? Fix errors which just won't go away and are, for example, you're constantly too high up in the air or constantly constantly too low or constantly rolling too far to the left. It's all about constant errors which won't go away. And then a derivative, and the derivative, just try to adjust it to the blue curve. So again, if I make this thing unstable again by increasing the gain, now this is way too aggressive. I can fix this issue also by adjusting the derivative exactly to this to the time between two peaks. So if I decrease that, and now I have to get this value exactly, you can already see it changes a little bit the behavior. And now I have to like become very precise. Something like that. And yeah, this isn't really the way to do it, but you could do that. So try to just adjust the derivative to your system. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so much about PID systems. And of course you can do the same for all the other axes, also for yaw. This is now yaw thruster, and for strafe, for example, I could put on a forced PID and set this to is there a propulsion yaw? I think there isn't even a propulsion yaw, so yeah, sorry for that. Interesting. So you have to use AI PIDs for that, but that's on the next tutorial. So if you have any questions about PID systems, that's totally normal. Just ask about it in the comments, and I will upload maybe better explanation videos. Maybe I will also delete this video and upload a better video if you are telling me what you did not understand. Yeah, but so far so good. Next tutorial will be about AI systems and how to give this thing movement orders on the map. So you can select your stuff and send it around, and this is basically the first step to make a craft that completely works on its own. So, see you there, and thanks for watching. I hope you learned something in this tutorial. Bye, and see ya.